Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, welcome. My name is Giselle and today I want to talk to you about tips that can help you stay focused throughout the day. So stick around. So if you have clicked on this video, it's probably because you're trying to find ways of trying to stay focused throughout the day, whether it's working, homework, whatever the situation is. You're trying to stay focused and little things are just getting you out of focus. It happens to us. It happens to me all the time, okay? I can be sitting here working and I can be distracted very easily. So my number one tip that I always tell myself is, Giselle, get rid of any distractions. So for example, go into a quiet place, go into your office, close the door, make sure no one's bothering you. If you have your phone on you, shut off any apps that might be distracting to you, any social media, or even put your phone on, do not disturb, because you have those features as well on some phones. So if you have that feature of do not disturb, it blocks any incoming calls or any notifications that might be popping up in social media or anything like that. So you want to be mindful of the things that are distracting you. If your desk area is messy, that might be distracting. I know when my desk looks a hot mess and I got papers and notebooks everywhere, that can be distracting to me. So what I do is I tend to clean the area that I'm currently working in. So tip number 2 is take small breaks. You can set up a timer for yourself of like 30-40 minutes and say, okay, in 30-40 minutes, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. And then you can just pull away from wherever you're working on, take a 5-minute break and come back. And it helps you stay focused. I've noticed that for myself, if I'm constantly working on something for like 2-3 hours, I feel like my brain's about to like ooze out of my ear, and that's not good, right? Because then we become less focused on what we actually need to do. So taking breaks periodically will help you kind of just stay focused, refresh yourself, get away from, your desk, wherever you're working, and just take a minute, go outside, get some fresh air, look at nature, hear the birds, whatever it is that it's pleasing to you when you go outside or whatever, and just take a moment for yourself and recharge again. So with taking a break, tip number 3 that I would suggest is eating healthier foods, fueling your body in these little breaks that you're taking. So if you're taking a 5 or 10 or 15-minute break, go and eat something healthy. For example, I found this article and it says an extra boost. Harvard Medical School says to include a few of these best brain foods in your day. So green, leafy vegetables like kale, spinach and broccoli, fatty fish such as salmon. So if you want to have like salmon for dinner or if you have it for lunch. As snacks, so anything in the berry family like blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries. Another could be walnuts. It kind of just boosts my energy when I do get a little bit of like cashews or walnuts or anything like that. So that is also helpful. Tea, coffee, or any caffeine that you may need, with moderation of course. So these are things that can kind of help you at least, stay more productive. I know for a fact that when I'm eating healthier snacks, especially when I'm in the office, I've been working from home, but when I am in the office, I tend to just take healthier snacks with me because I need to stay focused. So tip number 4 that I recommend is getting enough sleep. I cannot stress this enough. When you get a full night's rest, you feel better, you feel energized, you feel like you're ready to go. When I get maybe about 4 to 5 hours of sleep, I cannot function for nothing. I wake up cranky, I wake up moody, I cannot focus on work or anything that I'm doing. Getting enough sleep at night, going to bed earlier instead of later. If you know you have to wake up at a certain time, just be more mindful of when you're going to bed, when you're waking up, so that way you have a good night's rest. I cannot stress that enough. So tip number 5 is make a list. If you know you have a lot to do on that day, or a project requires A, B, C, D, for example, write it down, make a list, keep it next to you. And once you're going through that list and you're checking off things, it's helping you stay focused. I know that when I'm a list person, I've mentioned this in my previous videos, I like to have a list. At work, I am constantly making a list, whether it's on my desktop, whether it's on paper. I write down everything I need to do for that day because that way it helps me stay focused. When I have an actual list, a physical list in front of me, or on my phone with the reminders, It helps me make sure that I'm staying on track with what I said I was gonna do, and it helps me continue, and it helps me finish as well. So for example, if I am working on minutes for a meeting, I make sure that I get those minutes done within an hour, let's say, right? And then I take a minute, take a step back, take a break, go do something, recharge, come back, and then relook at those minutes again. So that way I come in with a fresh set of eyes to look at it. So it kind of helps me, and I time myself on every task on that list and to make sure that I get it done within a timely manner. And by the time I log off, I've already done everything I needed to do at work. So if that helps you, by all means, try doing a list as well. Number 6 is be more mindful. Practice mindfulness. When you start to think that you're daydreaming, bring yourself back. I do this all the time, okay? I will be sitting here or in the office or whatever I'm doing, and I just start thinking about other things, like, did I shut off my flat iron? Did I shut the stove off? I just start thinking about all these little things. That's when you start being more aware of what you're thinking about, right? So if I am working, let's say, on my minutes, or I'm working on a PowerPoint and I'm going to town on the PowerPoint, and I'm like, wonder what am I gonna do for dinner? You know what sounds really good? Some salmon, some rice. Okay, hold on, just I'll focus. I need to focus on what I'm doing. So you have to be mindful of when you start to kind of like think of other things and drift off and maybe daydream. Bring yourself back. If you don't bring yourself back in time, you will become less focused on what you're actually doing. That by the time you do get back to what you're doing, you're like, what was I doing? And then you just lose track of everything. That happens to me, God knows how many times. But I'm trying to be more mindful of, as soon as I start thinking about other things, bringing myself back real quick, because if not, I won't get anything done. So these are just some few tips that I know have helped me and that I'm constantly practicing to make sure I'm able to stay focused in my task at hand. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what tips you like to practice to make sure that you stay focused and it can help someone else out. And if you have not yet joined my YouTube fam, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for any upcoming videos, and I hope to all see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.